Hey guys, J77 here again, doing a news feed. Want to get a lot of stuff to talk about before Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving I'm going to be totally offline, as well as being back and forth because I'm in the process of moving. So in case you're wondering what's been going on, that's one of the reasons is. It's good news. I've been working on that process so I can get where I got to go and get out. But it didn't stop me from actually posting a few stories. One of the stories I'm going to be talking about is the Alec Baldwin situation. It was reported by the Post, also reported by some other major newspapers, Daily News. Alec Baldwin has been ousted by MSNBC. This is something that it's not much of a surprise, being a lot of stuff that has happened. It's being also there was a lot of questions of did he actually quit or did they actually let him go. This is coming back from a gay slur he had made a few weeks back. Personally, I don't think that was just it. I don't think that was the only reason, and I'll explain a little bit as I go along. But according to the report, which is courtesy of the Daily News, the article is done by Don Comprend. I will leave a link so you guys can look at it yourself. But it says here, in the classic chicken or the egg scenario, Alex Baldwin quits his MSNBC talk show moment before network brass fired him, or vice versa. So just really don't know what's going on. A lot of people are saying he got fired. A lot of people say he quit. Either way, he's not there. That's the one thing I want to throw right there. The show Up Late launched last month and featured Baldwin talking softly to various guests, from politicians to actors. But behind the scenes, there were clashes between staffers on the show and the anger porn actors. Um, this also says both sides seem not to be able to work at each other. The insider said he told them he didn't want to work on the show. They said, "Well, don't want you working on the show," and the sources close to the situation. Baldwin has been fuming over how MAC suspended his program on the heels of his latest public outburst. While tension between the actors and staffers on the show has been growing steadily since October debut. One meltdown at MSNBC allegedly includes demands for a huffer, I don't know, I think I call it for some reason, or his own makeup room because a woman who has been sharing it with has cancer and sensitivity to hairspray. Okay. The insider blasted the allegation as completely false and coming from someone who is now upset that their job is in jeopardy because of the show is not continuing. The network official put Baldwin on ice after he lashed out on a photographer in Manhattan, allegedly calling him, well, pretty much what you can put the words again, effing, and that's where the sticking point has been between the articles. That's where the articles seem to have really have spawned. When the video of the incident went viral, TMZ, the actor, insisted that he was actually called to photograph a forehead. I'm not buying that. Publicly, both sides are claiming they severed ties. Severing ties was mutual. We're only confirming that Up Late will not continue on MSNBC. The rep for the actor told the news, "This is a mutual parting, and we wish Alec Baldwin the best," said the rep for the network. Um, there is video confirmation, so you guys can check it out yourself. It's also the article as well. I'm just going to throw my stuff into this situation. I'm going to give my opinion. You can leave your link. You can get your own opinion yourself. I'd like to hear you guys' views on this matter, but let's just get right straight down to it. This is not the first time Alec Baldwin has been on the news, okay? And whether he quit or whether MSC fired him, I'm going to say like this. Alec Baldwin, it was his worst enemy in this situation. Forget about the fact that that incident happened with the photographer. We are talking about a history here where he does have a temper, and sometimes that temper shows a negative light. Now, whether you believe that the media is hunting him down and basically throwing this every little thing he does on the front page, I agree. I think the media has launched onto him. I can't wait to see him do something that will make front page or page 3 on the entertainment section of their newspapers. With that being said, I'll say less for this. I'm not going to get on MSNBC for either firing or letting him go. The simple fact is, they have to look out for their own interests. That's just how it is. This is the business side of things. If the person becomes not an asset but a liability to the point where they have to start breaking up fights, and the point where they have to, deal with outrageous demands, and the point where the person himself cannot act accordingly outside of the office, then they have to make a decision to basically part ways. And let's also keep in mind that NBC has been patient with Baldwin for a long time. I mean, he has gone through a lot of stuff, and they stuck by him. They stuck by him a lot more than what many people actually think they should, but they stuck by him, and for the most part, things have worked out. In terms of this situation, there's only so much you can do before finally saying, okay, enough already. We gotta, part ways. Now, do I think it's gonna hurt Baldwin's career down the line? No, I think he's gonna bounce right back, and I think he's gonna do just fine. But in terms of in terms of this relationship, will he work with MSNBC again or NBC period? It could be possible, but for now, he needs to really back away and he needs to keep himself out of the spotlight, especially the negative tone, because it seems like every time he's on the spotlight, it's always something that is happening, whether it's involving him with a stalker or something that involves other people. And the fact is, behind closed doors, like I said, we only see what's in front of the camera. We don't really know what goes behind closed doors until it actually surfaces. And being with his history, with his wife, with the situation involving the airplane patches to his phone, with the situation with his stalker, with the situation with the photographer, it's very clear that he does have a temper. And yeah, his temper seems to get the best of him. Now, I have nothing but respect for his career. I think he's a great actor, a good performer, but there are some things that he has. He has a very serious flaw, and that is actually hurt him in this situation. Now, as for these demands, I don't know. You guys make the call. I don't think that. I think some of the stuff they were saying is a little bit over exaggerated, but there are some things I could say. Yeah, he probably did this. Yeah, he's probably not used to working with certain people, and it shows in ways that is always going to come out negative. But again, who knows what happens in that locker room? Who really knows? I'm gonna leave a link again. You guys can comment on it. I'd like to hear your opinion on it. But for now, to me, I don't think Alec Baldwin's career is dead. I think a lot of people say from my end at least, said, oh, his career is over. MSNBC have tossed him over. They used him as a scapegoat. I'm not buying that. MSNBC is looking out for themselves. If that's the case, that they actually part ways neutrally, or if one or the other left, they're going to look out there for their best interests. They're going to look out for what is there. And to be fair with NBC, they have stuck with them a lot longer than what many people think they should. So before anybody wants to bash NBC, just keep in mind of all the stuff that happened involving Alec Baldwin and how he still managed to have a career with the network. So keep in mind of that. But to me, in terms of this, if they did fire him, it was because he was becoming too much of a liability instead of something that can actually use for both parties. So I'll let that be your guys' call. But until then, guys, this is J77 saying links below. We'll be looking forward to your comments, and take care.